tough stretch for you guys the last week or two, and then you got 3 games in the next 4 days. Just what's the mentality around the team? How is practice, and how's everyone kind of feeling right now?
I mean, it's okay to have a little stress. Uh, you know, you start to enjoy it more when you realize, you lose 4 straight, and then you come out of this and win. We gonna say 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, and like you realize like how much stress that actually helped you. Because it puts you in a desperate situation where like just like every closeout, every defense assignment, every stop, you realize how much it matters to win.
Bam, after a game like that, do you find yourself thinking more about the problem scoring the ball in the fourth, or are you still thinking about defense mostly?
I'm thinking about defense, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense gonna come. We're gonna figure that out. We got one of the best coach in the league. So for us, it's just all getting on the same playing field and understanding that when we get stops, that's our offense. It's hard for us to score when we got to constantly keep taking the ball out.
By that same token, when Bridges hits those 2 threes, one of them's a step back, what can you do differently about shots like that?
But those you live with. It's the offensive rebound. It's the undisciplined on fouling somebody and giving them an and one. It's those type of plays where we didn't really make them work for it. Sidestep, step back 3 is like you live with it.
When it's another fourth quarter where the lead is slipping, maybe you lose the lead, how do you guys avoid the thought of, here we go again, this is kind of happening again?
I mean, I don't really think about it in the game. Like I say, runs are a part of the game. It's going to happen. They're going to go on a run, we're going to go on a run, no matter how that looks. Like, it's about sustaining the run. Instead of them going on a 10-2 run, how can it be 6? Instead of it being 15-7, how can it be 10? You know what I mean? So it's about sustaining the run when they actually go through it.
They talk about the positive mindset that you guys need to have, but I feel like maybe it's a little human nature when you go through these losses. There is that doubt that creeps in there a little bit, and then it's also a battle and stuff to kind of like suppress that and get that positive mindset.
I mean, we've seen in years a team go 11-30 in the first half of the season, and in the second half they go 30-11. I've had it in my career where we've lost 7 straight. So when you put it from my perspective, it's like we still got a chance and we can still keep fighting.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about this group is, they just continue to forge ahead. And it was good to have the group here together, just feel the spirit of everybody and also get to work. I mean, there's things that we constantly have to try to improve. And it's one of the few sessions we've actually had with everybody, except for Terry. And these moments are important, to get on the same page.
Bam kind of talked about playing with stress, I guess, but maybe like urgency, like knowing that every little thing counts at this point in the season.
Yeah.
How do you get kind of balance that with also not pressing too much?
Yeah, I mean, you got to embrace just the competition. Embrace like how competitive, these games are. I mentioned it, I believe, to you guys, but also to the team that when they're preparing in July and August, they're not preparing for blowout games either direction. You're preparing, for these moments of pressure and context of games where there's meaning to it. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it where, all right, the game doesn't mean anything, and then you play well. I mean, to have those kind of moments where it is exhilarating when you do get a win, there also has to be a consequence and feeling when you don't. And there's a deeper feeling right now with this locker room. The group really cares. It's some of these games you just can't even explain. We'll get to work and try to fix the things that are obvious, and there's things that are just happening, and there's nothing wrong with a little bit of stress in our lives. We have a lot of good things going for us, to be able to be in this profession, be around each other, but there is a beauty in the grind, beauty in the struggle. If we just keep on forging ahead, I do believe that there's something beautiful on the other side.
Well, I know last time you said you were generally okay with your offensive process, but looking at clutch minutes in general, the three-point rate is pretty high relative to the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Do you feel one way or the other about that?
Yeah, I mean, the paint touch deal for us is important. You know, throughout the course of the game, I think we're pretty good with it, and then teams start to take it away. They really start to clamp down on our attacking, our ability to get to the free throw line, ability to get to the rim. So our fundamentals become even more so important. You know, the spacing, opening up, driving lanes, and then there has to be a real persistence to be able to put pressure on the rim. You have to do it in a smart way. You can't be out of control and, driving into a crowd. All of it works together. These fundamentals we've been working on for a few weeks, they become, even more important when you go down the stretch of a close game.
That clamping down that's happening, is that just a natural thing that happens when things are tight and the intensity is up, or why do teams wait that long then to do that?
I think everybody's intensity goes up, and I think, probably teams just apply a little bit more pressure. Going down the stretch, we're able to handle it through three quarters, and we're able to get downhill, able to get, our free throw rate, all that, at a healthy place for us through three quarters. Now it has to be also in the fourth. Also, though, if those shots are available and they're open, that changes the whole equation of it. Also, you knock down a few of those, then all of a sudden, driving lanes open a little bit more.
Last time, sorry, just on the two shots that Bridges hit.
Yeah.
Dan was just saying, like, those are shots you live with. So is the idea to
Yeah,
not be in a position to.
at this point, though, we're at a point where you don't live with anything. There's no dare shots. There's no. You got to take everything away. There's two that I think we could have taken away and done a better job on. He had a tough step back three on Bam, our best, defender. Step back, contested, away from our bench. 2 seconds on the clock, baseline out of bounds. You can't give up or we can't give up an open shot on that. We're great in those situations. He just got a little bit of daylight on that one, and then the one where Ball just kind of dribbled against our zone and pitched it back. That ended up being an open shot again. It's the strength of what we do in our zone. We don't give up that shot, and we just have to figure that out. Now that may never happen again. Like some of these circumstances they're just they don't happen, and then all of a sudden it's happening right now to us. And then in the game before there was two different plays. It's above and beyond right now. The pain, the urgency, all of it has to go over the top. Where you make three plays that you remember. You go back to you go to sleep at night and you're thinking, instead of the three plays that hurt us to lose the game, you think of the three plays I made to win us the game. It just has to be a paradigm shift. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.